going to practice speed painting today. A lot of us tend to use the term speed painting to mean making a piece of art and then speeding up the footage. Something you'll see on my channel, it's technically a time lapse, but literal speed painting is to paint something as quickly as possible. Sometimes I like to sketch my surroundings and not want to keep people waiting. There's a bunch of plein air events going on right now in places where you don't get a lot of time to find something interesting to paint. I kind of want to see what this is like in stages, so I'm going to first set my timer for maybe 10 minutes. I feel like that's not very long, but I'll see what happens at the 10-minute mark. I just kind of want to see what is the ideal time for a speed painting before things go totally off the rails. I am including the drawing part in the time challenge just because if I'm out and about, that's just how it's going to be. And this footage is sped up and trimmed a little bit so that you don't lose patience, but I just wanted to get the building shapes down because that's something that's going to be very wonky, working really fast. And I'm first kind of gravitating towards the things that interest me the most, which is the distinct shapes of the rooftops and all of the shadowy places. I guess I'm just blocking out all of the shapes that are in this picture. If you don't like this camera angle, I do switch to an overhead angle in the next section. I took a bit too long to get to the darkest parts because I wanted to know exactly where they go, but I only have like 30 seconds left. Here's after 10 minutes, it's still very wet and wriggly. My sketch is not that great because I did it kind of rushed. I only just started doing a little bit of light and dark, so there's something going on there, and you can tell what it is, I think. But let's add another 10 minutes and see if I can do anything with it. With another 10 minutes on the clock, I'm going back and strengthening the shadows, and I'm trying to build contrast. Because if I can't finish something to look realistic, the best thing that I have going for me is going to be contrast. I think my aim for this challenge was something like 20 minutes, just because I saw someone say a standard somewhere was 20 minutes, just an arbitrary number. And this number is going to be different for everybody. I've done plein air challenges that were 4 hours. I've done some that were 2 hours. Full painting for me, this size, is probably around maybe like 8 hours. So for me, even 2 or 4 hours is kind of fast. In my personal opinion, I feel like watercolor is a bit faster to work with. And this is a hot press watercolor paper, so it dries really fast. So this is after 20 minutes, which is the like intended speed painting. It was easy to work fast when I was just blocking in colors and making shapes, but now that I'm into it, I have to make more decisions, but with a ticking clock behind me, so I'm thinking like I need to fix all the mistakes that I did. Like, this house isn't quite right. How much detail do I pull out? Like, all I did was just add some texture, strengthen some of the darks to increase the contrast a little bit. What took the time is when I'm stopping, I'm like, do I do something with the roofs? They're very pale, but they're very pale in the picture because the sun is just beating down on them. Is it better to have something more detailed while the rest of it is unfinished? It's just a lot going on when I have a clock in the corner of my eye that says a minute left. You know what I mean? In the picture, there is so much little tiny details that I actually can't even see. So there's stuff going on here, but I don't know what it is. I would like to add a tree thing here just because it's a dark thing. Maybe some water in the front would be nice. So I'm going to give it another 10 minutes until this ends up being a full-length painting and not a speed painting, but I'm going to try another 10 minutes and see. This third chunk of time, it starts to get really difficult because blocking in shapes is easy and fun. Now I'm at the point where I have to make decisions. Although my goal for this isn't to make something that looks incredible and realistic. My goal is to get it to the place where, one, you can kind of recognize what I'm trying to do. Two, that it looks aesthetically pleasing to a minimal degree. And that doesn't have to be hyper-realistic detail or accuracy. It could be beautiful textures, it could be beautiful colors, light and shadow, balance, composition. Let's just list off all the elements of art. You can see that my houses are quite wonky looking, and it's not something that bothers me because it looks like a building. So here we are. I think it's been 30 minutes. I think after this, it's no longer really speed painting. I'm just regular painting. I like what's going on right here. There's some good contrast happening around. I don't know if that's a lighthouse or just a lookout. I don't know what that is. Nice watery texture. I added another stage of painting, so I guess that means that this was a 40-minute speed painting. And I love the little rich corner that I pointed out next to whatever that lighthouse. I decided to strengthen hill behind it to get more of that. And that's the give and take of hot press paper. It dries really fast, but it dries really pale. I wanted to try this fan brush because I noticed it kind of makes lines, so I thought maybe I can get like the tin roof look using it. It was just okay. Pretty much just all those spaces in this picture that seemed boring to me, I went back and added more texture to it. Although I kind of wish that I went a little bit more bold on the rooftops so that they'd be a little bit more red. I wonder if I would have liked it more. I had to stop somewhere, so I stopped around 40 minutes. Let me know if you would have approached this differently. I will probably post this in the reference picture on my social media, so if you want to try it yourself, I bet you could beat my time and make it look even better. Thanks for watching, bye!